It was a day like any other when the sky turned red. People looked up from their busy lives, confused and scared. In New York, Tokyo, and London, giant spaceships appeared out of nowhere. They were huge, dark, and scary. At first, everyone thought it was a joke or a movie being filmed. But then the ships opened fire. Bright beams of light shot down, destroying buildings and cars. People ran screaming as the world they knew crumbled around them. The military tried to fight back. They sent jets and missiles, but nothing worked. The alien ships had strong shields. Our best weapons just bounced off them like toys. World leaders tried to talk to the aliens. They sent messages asking for peace, but the aliens didn't answer. They just kept attacking. In just one day, most of the big cities were destroyed. Millions of people died. Those who survived hid underground or ran to the countryside. The aliens didn't stop there. They sent smaller ships to hunt down humans everywhere. They used strange weapons that could find people hiding in buildings or forests. It seemed like they wanted to wipe out all of humanity. As the days passed, things got worse. The aliens released a weird gas into the air. It made plants die, and water turn bad. They were trying to make Earth unlivable for humans. But humans are tough. Even as their world fell apart, some people fought back. A group of soldiers found out that the aliens couldn't see well in the dark. They started doing night attacks, hitting the aliens when they least expected it. In other places, scientists worked day and night to understand the alien tech. They studied pieces of broken alien ships, trying to find a weakness. It was hard work, and many labs were destroyed. But they didn't give up. Some brave people became spies. They snuck close to alien bases, watching and listening. They learned that the aliens called themselves the Galactic Council and thought humans were too dangerous to let live. As weeks turned into months, most of humanity was gone. The survivors lived in hidden bunkers or deep in forests and mountains. They were hungry, scared, and angry. But they were also getting smarter and tougher. One day, a small team of human scientists made a big discovery. They found a way to hack into the alien communications. For the first time, humans could hear what the aliens were saying to each other. What they learned was shocking. The aliens were arguing among themselves. Some thought killing humans was wrong. Others wanted to turn Earth into their new home. This gave humans their first bit of hope. Maybe the aliens weren't as strong as they seemed. Meanwhile, a plan was forming. A group of the smartest humans left on Earth came together in a secret meeting. They had an idea so crazy it just might work. They wanted to steal an alien ship. It was a dangerous plan. Many thought it was impossible. But they knew they had to try something big or humanity would be finished. They picked their best soldiers, pilots, and scientists for the mission. For weeks, they trained in secret, getting ready for their one chance to strike back. Finally, the day came. Under the cover of night, the team snuck into an alien base. Everything went wrong at first. Alarms went off, and alien guards attacked. It looked like the mission would fail. But then something amazing happened. One of the human scientists figured out how to turn on an alien weapon. She used it to clear a path to the ship. The team fought their way inside, sealing the doors behind them. For a few tense minutes, nothing happened. The aliens surrounded the ship, ready to destroy it. But then, with a roar, the engines came to life. The stolen ship blasted off, breaking through Earth's atmosphere with the aliens in hot pursuit. As the ship flew into space, the human team couldn't believe they'd done it. They had a spaceship. They had alien tech. For the first time since the invasion, humanity had a real chance. Back on Earth, the news spread quickly. People came out of hiding, cheering, and hugging each other. It wasn't a big victory, but it was a start. Humanity had hope again. The team in the stolen ship knew they couldn't come back to Earth yet. It was too dangerous. Instead, they set course for Mars. There, they would set up a base and start planning humanity's comeback. As Earth faded behind them, The team looked at each other with determination. The aliens had started this war, but humans were going to finish it. The real fight was just beginning. On Earth, people looked up at the night sky. Somewhere up there, their future was being decided. The aliens had given humanity its worst nightmare. Now, it was time for humans to become the aliens' worst nightmare. The stolen alien ship landed on Mars with a soft thud. The human team stepped out, their eyes wide with wonder. They had made it. Mars, the red planet, was now humanity's new home. For weeks, they worked nonstop. They used the alien tech to build a base inside a huge cave. It wasn't pretty, but it was safe. More importantly, it was hidden from the Galactic Council's watchful eyes. Back on Earth, things were still bad. The aliens controlled most of the planet, but small groups of humans fought on. They shared news of the Mars base using secret codes. It gave them hope. On Mars, the human scientists got to work. They took apart the alien ship, studying every piece. At first, it was frustrating. The tech was so advanced it seemed like magic. But humans are clever. Bit by bit, they started to understand. One day, a young engineer named Sarah made a breakthrough. She figured out how the alien shields worked. It was a huge deal. Now they could make their own shields to protect against alien weapons. The next big step was making their own ships. They couldn't match the aliens in size, but they could make small, fast fighters. They used parts from the alien ship and stuff they found on Mars. It wasn't pretty, but it worked. As months passed, more humans escaped Earth to join the Mars base. Each new arrival brought skills and knowledge. The base grew bigger and stronger. They even started calling it New Earth. But they knew they couldn't hide forever. It was time to fight back. The first attack was small but important. A team of human fighters flew to one of Jupiter's moons. The aliens had a small base there. The humans struck fast and hard. In just an hour, the alien base was destroyed. When news reached Earth, people celebrated in secret. For the first time, the aliens had lost a battle. The Galactic Council was shocked. They had thought humans were beaten. Now they realized the fight was far from over. Angry, the aliens sent a big fleet to attack Mars. But thanks to Sarah's shields, the humans were ready. The battle was fierce. Human ships darted around the big alien cruisers, firing quick shots and dodging return fire. In the end, the aliens retreated. They had lost many ships. The humans hadn't won, but they had survived. It was enough to show the galaxy that humanity wasn't going down easy. After this, things changed fast. More humans made the dangerous trip to Mars. The base expanded. They built factories to make more ships and weapons. One of the biggest helps was the alien prisoners they had captured. At first, the aliens wouldn't talk. But one of them, a young alien named Zix, was different. He didn't agree with the war against humans. He decided to help. Zix taught the humans a lot. He showed them how alien computers worked. He explained the Galactic Council's plans. Thanks to him, humans learned they weren't alone in disliking the Council. Many alien races were unhappy with their rule. This gave the humans an idea. If they could contact these other races, maybe they could make allies. It was risky, but they had to try. They sent out secret messages to other planets. Many didn't answer. Some told the Council, but a few listened. The first allies were a race called the Novelians. They were small, smart aliens who hated the Council's strict rules. They couldn't fight well, but they were great at hacking and spying. With their help, humans could now listen to all the Council's secret messages. Months turned into years. The human base on Mars grew into a city. They called it Phoenix City because, like the mythical bird, humanity had risen from the ashes. They didn't just build weapons. They made schools, hospitals, and labs. Children who had been born on Mars learned about Earth from videos and books. They promised to take it back one day. The humans also started to change. Living on Mars and working with alien tech made them tougher and smarter. Some even figured out how to improve the alien technology. They made ships that were faster and weapons that hit harder. 5 years after the first attack on Earth, humanity was ready. They had a fleet of ships. They had allies. They had advanced weapons. But most importantly, they had something to fight for: their home. In a secret meeting, the leaders of Phoenix City made a big decision. It was time to take the fight to the Galactic Council. They would attack the Council's main base. It was a huge risk. If they lost, humanity might be finished for good. But as they looked at each other, there was no fear in their eyes, only determination. The aliens had started this war, thinking humans were weak. Now, they were about to learn just how strong humanity could be. As the fleet prepared to leave Mars, everyone knew this was it. The real battle for Earth was about to begin. Humanity was striking back, and the galaxy would never be the same. The human fleet left Mars in a blaze of light. Hundreds of ships, big and small, headed towards the heart of Galactic Council space. On Earth, the remaining humans looked up at the night sky, hoping to see a sign of their saviors. The first battle happened near Saturn. A council patrol spotted the human fleet. They were shocked to see so many ships. The fight was short but fierce. Human ships zipped around the bigger alien vessels, hitting hard and fast. When it was over, the council ships were destroyed. The humans hadn't lost a single ship. News of the human victory spread fast. On conquered planets across the galaxy, people began to whisper, maybe the council wasn't as strong as they thought. The council leaders were worried. They called for a big meeting. Some wanted to send everything they had to crush the humans. Others thought they should try to make peace. As they argued, the human fleet got closer and closer. Meanwhile, the humans had a secret weapon. During the years on Mars, they had made something special. They called it the Nova Bomb. It could take out a whole fleet with one blast. They only had a few, but they hoped it would be enough. The council finally decided to fight. They sent their biggest fleet to stop the humans. Thousands of ships gathered near Jupiter. It looked like nothing could beat them. But the humans had a plan. They sent a small team to sneak past the council fleet. This team had their best pilot, a woman named Maya. She flew a ship so small and fast, the council didn't even see her. Maya's job was to plant bombs on the council's biggest ships. She worked quickly, jumping from ship to ship in a special spacesuit. Just as the council fleet was about to attack, Maya finished her job and zipped away. The battle began. At first, it looked bad for the humans. There were just too many council ships. But then, Maya sent a signal. Suddenly, explosions ripped through the council fleet. Their biggest ships started to blow up. In the chaos, the humans attacked. They used their Nova Bomb for the first time. A bright light flashed, and when it cleared, half the council fleet was gone. The council aliens began to panic. They had never lost like this before. Some ships tried to run away. Others fought harder, desperate to win. But it was too late. The humans had changed the game. As the battle raged, something unexpected happened. Ships from other alien races appeared. These were the allies the humans had made in secret. They joined the fight against the council. The council fleet broke apart. Some surrendered. Others escaped. By the time it was over, the humans and their allies had won the biggest space battle in galaxy history. Back on Earth, the news spread like wildfire. People came out of hiding to celebrate. They waved up at the sky, thanking their space heroes. But the war wasn't over yet. The council still controlled Earth and many other planets. The human leaders knew they had to act fast. They split their fleet into 3 parts. One went to free Earth. Another went to help their allies take back their home planets. The third, led by the bravest pilots, headed for the Council's home world. On Earth, the fight was hard. The Council had strong bases and many soldiers, but they weren't ready for the new human technology. Slowly but surely, the humans took back their cities and towns. All across the galaxy, planets were fighting against the Council. Many alien races joined the humans, tired of the Council's harsh rule. It wasn't easy, and many brave fighters lost their lives. But day by day, the Council lost more ground. The biggest surprise came from inside the Council itself. Many younger aliens didn't agree with the war. Led by Zix, the friendly alien who had helped the humans on Mars, they started a rebellion. This inner conflict weakened the Council even more. Some of their leaders tried to escape, but the human fleet was waiting for them. In just a few months, everything had changed. The Council, once the most powerful force in the galaxy, was falling apart. Humans, who had almost been wiped out, were now leading a galactic alliance. As the fighting slowed down, people started to think about the future. What would the galaxy be like now? How would all these different races live together in peace? On Earth, humans began to rebuild. They used the advanced technology they had learned to make their cities better than ever. They also welcomed friendly aliens, turning Earth into a planet where all races could live together. The hard times weren't over. There was still a lot of work to do. Some Council loyalists were hiding, planning to fight back. And humans had to be careful not to become like the Council they had fought so hard to defeat. But for now, people allowed themselves to feel hope. They had faced the worst and survived. They had turned the tables on their enemies. Now the future was in their hands, and the possibilities were as endless as the stars in the sky. As the dust settled from the big space battles, a new kind of war began. This one was fought with whispers and secrets instead of ships and guns. Humans had won many fights, but the Galactic Council wasn't finished yet. On Earth, things were getting better. Cities were being rebuilt. Alien tech made life easier for many people, but not everyone was happy. Some humans didn't trust the alien allies. They formed secret groups, planning to kick all aliens off Earth. One of these groups was led by a man named Jack. He used to be a soldier before the alien invasion. Now, he told people that all aliens were bad, even the friendly ones. Many listened to him, especially those who had lost family in the war. Meanwhile, the remains of the Galactic Council were up to something. They sent spies to Earth and other planets. These spies looked just like the friendly aliens. Their job was to cause trouble and make everyone fight each other. The human leaders knew they had to do something. They created a special team of spies. The team's name was Shadow Squad. Their leader was a clever woman named Lena. She had been a detective before the war and was good at solving tricky problems. Lena's first big test came when she heard about a plan to blow up a peace meeting. Humans and aliens were going to talk about working together. The Council spies wanted to ruin it. Shadow Squad worked day and night to find the bombers. They searched the city, listened to secret messages, and talked to people on the street. At the last minute, they found the bomb. Lena herself cut the right wire, stopping it just in time. The peace talks were a success, but Lena knew their job was far from over. On the other side of the world, Jack's group was growing stronger. They attacked alien homes and shops. They told lies about the alien allies, saying they were secretly working for the Council. The alien allies were getting scared. Some wanted to leave Earth. Others thought about fighting back. It was just what the real Council spies wanted. Lena and her team had to work fast. They went undercover, pretending to join Jack's group. It was dangerous work. If they were caught, they would be in big trouble. While spying, they made a shocking discovery. Jack was working with the Council. He was being paid to cause trouble. Lena couldn't believe it, a human working with the aliens who had nearly destroyed Earth. But before Shadow Squad could arrest Jack, something big happened. A video appeared on every screen on Earth. It showed Council leaders planning their attack on Earth years ago. Everyone could see how cruel they had been. The video was shocking, but that wasn't all. It also showed how some aliens had tried to stop the attack. It proved that not all aliens were bad. People were angry and confused. How did this video appear? Who had made it? The answer came from an unexpected place. Zix, the friendly alien who had helped humans before, stepped forward. He and a team of human and alien hackers had found the video and shared it. This changed everything. Jack's group fell apart when people learned the truth. The real Council spies were caught trying to run away. But the Council had one last trick. They sent a message to Earth. They said they had a super weapon hidden somewhere on the planet. If humans didn't surrender, they would use it. No one knew if the weapon was real. It could have been a lie. But the threat was too big to ignore. Lena and Shadow Squad had their biggest mission yet. They had to find out if the weapon was real. And if it was, they had to stop it. The next few weeks were tense. Shadow Squad searched everywhere. They followed clues, set traps, and chased Council agents across the globe. Finally, they found the weapon. It was real, and it was counting down to explode. Lena and her team worked frantically to stop it. With just seconds left, they managed to shut it down. When the news got out, people cheered for Shadow Squad. Humans and friendly aliens celebrated together. The Council's last big threat was gone. In the days that followed, trust began to grow between humans and their alien allies. People realized that good and bad exist in all races. What mattered was working together. Lena and her team stayed busy. There were still Council loyalists out there, still spies and secrets to uncover. But now they had help from humans and aliens all over the galaxy. As for the Council leaders who had started the war, they were finally caught. They would face justice for what they had done. The time of spies and lies wasn't over, but things were getting better. Humans had learned a lot. They were stronger, smarter, and more united than ever before. Whatever challenges came next, Earth was ready to face them. 5 years had passed since the big battles. Earth was healing, but the memory of the invasion still burned in people's hearts. The time had come for humanity to settle the score. The plan was simple but daring. Attack the Galactic Council's homeworld. It was a planet called Zeta Prime, far across the galaxy. No one had ever successfully invaded it before. The mission was led by Commander Sarah Chen. She had been just a young engineer when the war started. Now she was in charge of humanity's most important operation. Sarah gathered a team of the best soldiers, pilots, and scientists from Earth and their alien allies. They called themselves the Nemesis Squad. Their ships were the fastest and strongest ever built, using a mix of human creativity and alien tech. As they prepared to leave, crowds gathered to watch. People cheered and waved flags. This wasn't just a military mission. It was humanity's way of saying, never again. The journey to Zeta Prime took weeks. The squad used secret wormholes to travel, avoiding Council patrols. Along the way, they picked up more allies. Planets that had suffered under Council rule sent ships to join the attack. Finally, they reached the edge of the Zeta system. Sarah gave a speech to the fleet. Today, we fight not just for Earth, but for every world the Council has hurt. We fight for justice. The battle began with a surprise. The Nemesis Squad had brought something special, a device that shut down Zeta Prime's defense grid. In seconds, the planet's shields were down. Council ships scrambled to defend their home. The sky over Zeta Prime filled with explosions as the two sides clashed. It was the biggest space battle anyone had ever seen. On the planet's surface, things were chaos. Council leaders ran for secret bunkers. Common people, who had never seen war up close, didn't know what to do. Sarah led a team to the planet's capital city. Their goal, capture the Council's high command. As they fought their way through the streets, they saw something surprising. Many regular Council citizens were helping them. It turned out that not everyone on Zeta Prime liked their leaders. Years of strict rules and lies had made many people angry. When they saw the chance to be free, they took it. The fighting was fierce. The Council's best warriors defended their leaders to the last. But the Nemesis Squad, driven by years of pain and determination, wouldn't be stopped. Hour by hour, the Council's defenses fell. Their mighty ships were destroyed or captured. Their soldiers surrendered in large groups. By the end of the day, Sarah and her team had reached the central government building. Inside, they found the council's top leaders hiding in a panic room. When the doors opened, everyone expected a final battle. Instead, the council leaders fell to their knees, begging for mercy. These aliens, who had nearly wiped out humanity, were now reduced to scared, powerless creatures. Sarah faced a big choice. Many humans wanted revenge. They said the council leaders should be killed for their crimes. But Sarah remembered the lessons of the war. "We're not like them," she said. "They'll face justice in a fair trial." As news of the victory spread across the galaxy, celebrations erupted on countless worlds. On Earth, people danced in the streets. The nightmare was truly over. In the days that followed, Sarah and her team worked to bring peace to Zeta Prime. They didn't want to be conquerors. Instead, they helped the planet's people set up a new government, one that would be fair to all. The council leaders were taken to Earth to stand trial. It would be the biggest trial in human history, with aliens from all over the galaxy coming to watch. But even as people celebrated, Sarah worried. Humanity had won, but at what cost? The line between justice and revenge was thin. She hoped people would remember the difference. Back on Earth, there were already arguments about what to do next. Some wanted to create a new galactic government, with humans in charge. Others said Earth should focus on itself and stay out of space politics. There were also concerns about the alien allies. Now that the war was over, would they stay friends? Or would new conflicts arise? As Sarah watched the sunrise on Zeta Prime, she knew the hard work was just beginning. Winning the war had been tough, but keeping the peace might be even tougher. Still, as she looked at her team, humans and aliens working side by side, she felt hope. They had come so far, learned so much. Whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together. The revenge humanity had served was cold indeed, but now it was time to build something warm, a future where all beings in the galaxy could live in peace. 10 years after the fall of the Galactic Council, the universe looked very different. Earth, once a small blue planet unknown to most aliens, was now the center of a new galactic community. They called it the United Planets Alliance, or UPA for short. The UPA wasn't like the old council. It didn't force planets to join. Instead, it invited them. Many worlds, remembering how humans had freed them from the council, were eager to be part of this new group. At the heart of the UPA was a big space station called Unity. It floated in space near Earth, a shining symbol of cooperation. Aliens from 1,000 worlds worked there, solving problems and making new friends. Sarah Chen, the hero who had led the attack on Zeta Prime, was now the UPA's first president. It wasn't an easy job. Every day brought new challenges. One big problem was technology. Humans had learned a lot during the war, but they were still behind many alien races. Some people worried that aliens might use their advanced tech to take control. To fix this, Sarah started the Galactic Knowledge Exchange. It was like a big school where humans and aliens taught each other. Humans shared their music, art, and ideas. Aliens showed humans how to build better ships and cure diseases. Not everyone liked these changes. On Earth, some humans still didn't trust aliens. They formed groups that protested against the UPA. They said Earth should stand alone. One day, a group of angry humans tried to bomb the Unity station. They almost succeeded, but a young alien named Zixta stopped them. Zixta was the son of Zix, the alien who had helped humans during the war. This event showed both the good and bad sides of the new order. There was still fear and anger, but there was also trust and heroism across species. Another big change was space travel. With new technology, humans could now visit distant planets easily. Many people left Earth to start new lives on alien worlds. They became space explorers, traders, or students of alien cultures. This led to funny situations. Imagine a human family living next door to a family of 8-armed squid aliens. There were misunderstandings, but also new friendships. But it wasn't all peace and progress. On the edges of UPA space, trouble was brewing. Pirates attacked ships. Some planets refused to join, creating no-go zones where UPA laws didn't apply. Worst of all, there were rumors of something dark growing in the unknown parts of the galaxy. Strange ships were seen. Whole planets went silent. Sarah worried that a new threat might be coming. To face these dangers, the UPA created a peacekeeping force. It wasn't just a human army. It had soldiers and ships from many worlds. They trained together, learning to combine their different skills and technologies. Earth itself had changed a lot. Cities now had alien sections with special air and gravity controls for different species. Schools taught alien languages. Earth food was popular across the galaxy, especially pizza. In hospitals, human doctors worked with alien healers. They found cures for diseases that had troubled both species for centuries. On farms, Earth plants grew next to strange alien crops, creating new and tasty foods. But with all these changes, people worried about losing their own cultures. To help with this, the UPA started the Galactic Heritage Program. It helped planets preserve their unique traditions while still being part of the larger community. As the years passed, the first generation of humans born after the war grew up. To them, aliens weren't strange or scary. They were just people, different but equal. These young humans and aliens would be the future leaders of the UPA. One day, as Sarah looked out from her office on Unity Station, she saw a small ship approach. It was unlike anything she'd ever seen before. When it docked, a mysterious alien stepped out. It said it came from beyond the known galaxy, with an important message. Sarah realized that humanity's adventures were far from over. The galaxy was bigger and more mysterious than anyone had imagined. The new galactic order was just the beginning. As news of the strange visitor spread, people across the UPA felt a mix of excitement and fear. What new wonders, or dangers, might be out there? Whatever came next, Earth and its allies would face it together. The universe had changed, and humanity had changed with it. The future was uncertain, but full of possibility. In the vast ocean of stars, Earth had found its place at last. The mysterious alien visitor's message shook the United Planets Alliance to its core. It spoke of a threat so big, it made the old Galactic Council look like a playground bully. Far beyond known space, an ancient race called the Void Walkers was waking up. They consumed entire galaxies, and ours was next on their menu. President Sarah Chen called an emergency meeting on Unity Station. Leaders from 100 worlds gathered, their faces grim. The question on everyone's mind was simple but terrifying. What comes next? Some wanted to run and hide. Others thought they should attack first. But Sarah had a different idea. "We'll face this together," she said. "Not just our alliance, but every race in the galaxy." Her plan was bold. The UPA would reach out to everyone, even old enemies. They'd share the warning and offer a place in a galaxy-wide defense force. It was a huge gamble. Many planets still didn't trust each other. To everyone's surprise, most planets agreed to join. Even the pirates and rebels from the outer zones came in. Fear of the Void Walkers was stronger than old hatreds. The next few years were busy. The Defense Force, now called the Galactic Shield, prepared for war. They built huge space stations to guard the galaxy's edge. Scientists from 1,000 worlds worked on new weapons and shields. But it wasn't all about fighting. Sarah knew they needed something more. She started Project Legacy. Its goal was to save the knowledge and culture of every world, in case the worst happened. Giant library ships were built, carrying the history of entire civilizations. On Earth, things were changing too. Schools now taught kids how to live on other planets. Everyone had to learn how to use emergency spacesuits. Some people were scared, but most were excited. Humans had faced the end of the world before. This time, they weren't alone. As the years passed, the first scouts of the Void Walkers appeared. They were huge black ships that seemed to swallow light. The Galactic Shield fought bravely, winning some battles and losing others. But everyone knew the real war hadn't even started yet. In this tense time, something amazing happened. A group of young humans and aliens made a breakthrough. They found a way to talk to the Voidwalkers. It turned out these ancient beings weren't evil. They were just hungry and didn't know they were hurting anyone. The young team, led by Zixta, remember him from the Unity Station attack, and a human girl named Ava, worked on a peace plan. They showed the Voidwalkers how to get energy without destroying worlds. It wasn't easy, and not all the Voidwalkers agreed, but it was a start. This changed everything. Instead of preparing for a hopeless war, the galaxy was now working on the biggest peace project ever. It wasn't smooth. There were still fights and misunderstandings. But slowly, things got better. As part of the peace process, the Voidwalkers shared some of their ancient knowledge. It was like nothing anyone had ever seen. Overnight, problems that had puzzled scientists for centuries were solved. With this new knowledge, amazing things started happening. Planets that were dying were brought back to life. People could now travel to other galaxies in the blink of an eye. Diseases that once killed millions were cured with a simple touch. But all this progress brought new questions. As humans and aliens became smarter and stronger, some wondered if they were losing touch with their roots. There was talk of what it meant to be human or alien in this new age. Sarah, now retired from politics, watched all this with wonder. She remembered the scared engineer she'd been when the Council first attacked Earth. Now, humans were helping to guide the future of not just a galaxy, but many galaxies. One day, Sarah visited a school on Unity Station. A little girl, half human and half alien, asked her a question. "What comes next for us?" Sarah smiled. "That's up to you," she said. "We faced war and made peace. We've seen the end of the world and the birth of new ones. Whatever comes next, I know you'll face it with courage and kindness." As Sarah looked out at the stars that night, she felt a sense of peace. The future was still uncertain. There would be new challenges, new wonders, and probably new dangers too. But she knew that the beings of the galaxy, humans included, were ready for whatever came next. The story that had started with Earth's worst nightmare had led to the galaxy's brightest dawn. And the best part was, it wasn't an ending at all. It was just the beginning of an even bigger adventure.